You guys seem to clearly enjoy hearing me talk about WCPW, and it seemed to unlock a lot of nostalgia for people, myself included, so I've taken it upon myself to start a brand new series on the channel. We're going to be going through WCPW and Defiant Wrestling chronologically, reviewing their most notable shows, and today we start off with WCPW's first ever pay-per-view. What's going on, guys? It's Tom of Top 10 Wrestling, and today we're going to be reviewing WCPW Built to Destroy 2016. Before we get into it though, make sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video on the channel. We've got so many videos coming out this month. Only a small percentage of you watching these videos are actually subscribed, so if you do enjoy the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always unsubscribe. Anyway, onto the video.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you are watching Top 10 Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
So on the loaded episodes leading up to this show, we saw alliances formed between WhatCulture hosts and wrestlers, which we will see come into play. We established the challengers for the first WCPW title match. Jay Lethal came in and defended his Ring of Honor title, and it all leads in to Built to Destroy 2016, which is live from Newcastle. Kenny McIntosh comes out to open the show as the crowd chant "F you Kenny" at him. Nostalgia. He introduces your WhatCulture Pro Wrestling General Manager, Adam Pacitti, who comes out to hype the crowd, runs the card down while holding the beautiful WCPW World Title belt. But anyway, first match on the card, the first ever WCPW pay-per-view match. It's El Ligero versus Martin Kirby in a mask versus dress match. If Ligero loses, he will lose his mask, but if Martin Kirby loses, he must wear a dress. Martin Kirby is the heel of the match, which is very interesting given the heights Martin Kirby would reach in WCPW, essentially becoming the heart and soul of the company. Very much a comedy match here as the two exchange shoulder tackles for about a minute, getting more tired as they go. Ligero gets the early advantage as Kirby wants to be his friend now, and then they negotiate for a bit of time over the terms of a handshake, and Kirby sure enough tries to double cross him. Ligero and the ref pass Kirby's foot back and forth and gets his other leg kicked out, and Ligero hits a standing moonsault for a near fall. A very one-sided match so far, but Martin Kirby does get back into it with his unique offense. He goes for the Zoidberg elbow, which of course he doesn't hit, as Ligero rolls out the way and makes the comeback and gets a major near fall with a wheelbarrow face-first powerbomb. Kirby goes for the Sable Bomb, but it turns into quick-fire covers. Ligero goes for the C4L, but the referee is pulled in front and Kirby hits the Famouser for a near fall. Kirby then goes for a chokeslam, but Ligero gets out of it and then hits the C4L to get the win. The match was really good. Started off slow with the comedy stuff, but it really got good in the end. Ligero then dresses Kirby in the dress, who has an absolute meltdown while wearing it. Good way to start the show. But yeah, next up we got Prince Amin versus Gabriel Kidd in a match where the loser must become the winner's servant. Prince Amin tries to give Gabriel one last chance to lay down before the match starts, but Kidd doesn't back down. Kidd gets him in an armbar and gets the crowd to sing along to Stay Alive. And I've really got to say, man, this match was just really slow and just wasn't that exciting to me. It was a fine match technically and in-ring wise, but it really just wasn't that exciting. Amin manages to hit a low blow while the ref is distracted by a suitcase, yes, a suitcase, and gets the win. And yeah, I wasn't feeling this match too much. I'm fine with comedy wrestling, but the opening match had a good mix of comedy and good action, and we don't really need to see two comedy-based matches in a row on your first pay-per-view, just in my opinion. Next up though, we've got a no-holds-barred match, as it's Primate being accompanied by Susie Kennedy versus Joe Coffey. If there's one problem with this show, with hindsight being 2021, it's that a lot of the wrestlers on this card turn out to be very crappy people. We've already seen Ligero on the card, and we now see Joe Coffey. You know, the WCPW shows didn't really age well in terms of the people competing on them. Match starts off with the two just beating the piss out of each other before weapons get involved, with a red steel chair being brought into play first, which the two use on each other. The two then start fighting in the crowd of Team 3D TNA style as Coffey does the swing to him, and the two just beat each other up and brawl in the crowd. And also, I'm not going to lie, but throughout this match I had a really hard time telling them apart. You just have two beefy bearded guys, which is just prime NXT UK stuff here. This is a complete NXT UK TV match. Primate goes for a spear through a table, but Joe Coffey throws him through it and locks in a Boston Crab, and Primate taps out. Decent match here, good brawl, and yeah, nice little hardcore stuff. I enjoyed it. And next up is probably the most anticipated match on the card, as it's Noam Dar challenging Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor title. Noam Dar at the time of this match was in the WWE Cruiserweight Classic, and at this time Jay Lethal was Ring of Honor champ in a time where Ring of Honor was still doing well, so it was a pretty big match here for their first pay-per-view. The two started off with some basics and technical wrestling, and it was really refreshing to see the first match of the show with no stipulation on it. The crowd are really into this match, by the way. Everything they do, the crowd are just biting on and hanging on to, and that really helped with this match. And the crowd are also really split down the middle with Lethal and Dar, which is quite surprising given Lethal's star status and star power at the time. Noam Dar targets Lethal's legs and uses the ring spot for offense, as well as hitting some brutal kicks, but Lethal returns with a super kick, but then Dar returns with a lariat. Lethal hits a Macho Man elbow straight into a pin, which Dar kicks out, but Lethal counters the kick out really smoothly into a figure four, which the crowd goes nuts for. Numerous near falls where the crowd genuinely thought Dar was winning, which obviously he's not, and Lethal hits a lethal injection on the floor, which Dar nearly gets counted out from, but then Lethal hits it in the ring again to retain in a great match. And then after the match, Lethal is attacked by Drake. Alright then. So next up it's tag action, as it's Lucas Archer and Alex Gracie aka Prospect versus Joe Hendry and Joseph Connors with their amazing theme song and Titantron. Connors and Hendry are of course two guys who would go on to have very notable WCPW careers, and the two had great chemistry as a team as well. And I gotta say, this match did act like a bit of a cool down. It was one of the shorter matches on the card, but I thought it was decent action and just some wholesome action. And the crowd are very much into Connors and Hendry, which is so surreal to watch because the two of them would have heel world title runs not too long after this, especially Connors will literally be the next champion after this. And Prospect do ultimately grab the win with a flash pinfall on Connors, and you can kind of see the early signs of Connors' heel turn. But immediately after the match, we get a huge announcement from WhatCulture Pro Wrestling General Manager Amin Pacitti, who announces that Cody Rhodes is arriving in WCPW. An awesome announcement, and Cody would have some great stuff in WCPW, which I can't wait to discuss in future videos. And now it's time for the main event. It's Rampage, baby, the show you've been waiting on, accompanied by Adam Blompier versus Big Damo, who you might remember as Killian Dane in WWE, who's being accompanied by Jack the Jobber and Adam Pacitti. What did I just say? Adam Pacitti. I'm leaving that first part in. Another match of just two big bearded men beating the piss out of each other. I love it. Two big guys just beating each other up, trying to become the inaugural WCPW champion, and we get a good just brawl for the first portion of this match. There's a huge superplex spot which absolutely shook the ring up and the fans go nuts. Blompier orders Rampage to hit the pile driver, which is apparently banned in WCPW, by the way, which I never really knew. Rampage refuses to, leading to Blompier getting in the ring, who slaps Rampage, and Blompier then eats a clothesline from Rampage. Damo then hits a low blow and hits a pile driver while the ref is distracting, and pins to win and become inaugural WCPW champion. Damo then pile drives the referee, takes out Jack, and then takes down Adam Pacitti as he celebrates with Adam Blompier and the title. It was a double turn. It was a swerve, bro. And yeah, overall I gotta say, for their first ever pay-per-view, good showing. I'll give it a solid 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I thought the best match on the card was probably Jay Lethal Noam Dar, followed by Martin Kirby El Ligero, followed by the hardcore match, followed by the main event, followed by the tag match, and then last place would probably be Prince Amin versus Gabriel Kid. But overall, good action, good show. I thought it went really smoothly without a hitch. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know which WCPW pay-per-view you want me to review next and in future on this series. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, my second channel, all linked down below. Subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. Like the video and all that funky jazz. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye and keep on rolling.